My name's Larry with Under the Bridge Plies, and I'm going to tie up a Wally wing green drake merger, and it should look like this when we're all done. A lot of people like these green drakes, but one of the reasons I'm doing this is for show you how to do the Wally wings. Anyway, I'm using a size 12 excuse me, 1260 Daiichi, and it's more like a hopper hook, but these work real good on it. So I'm using 80 olive, the brighter green. So anyway, we're just going to start our thread and work it all the way back. Get rid of this tag. Just spiral your thread to the back. And for the tail, we're using a teal flank from Hairline. You can use teal flank, or if you got mallard flank, works good too. But we're just going to take off a few of these. And about half the shank is how long we're making these. And just secure that teal flank down. Go ahead and wrap it back and then go up under, and that'll hold your tail up. Next thing we're going to do is put in some peacock ice dubbing. Again, Hairline. And we're just using a very small bit here. We don't need a lot here. We're just going to build up a little ball right here on the end is all we're doing. So let me wind that on. Good. Like I said, we're just putting a little ball on the end is all we're doing with that. So all right, now the next thing we're going to use is a turkey biot, and I have olive turkey biot here. And if you don't, goose biot will work if you're using a shorter hook on these, if you want them smaller. But basically, I got two here, so separate those things. All right, so we're just going to start our turkey biot, and we're just going to wrap that in and get it down here to the ice dubbing, and then wrap our thread forward, and we'll snip off that little extra there. All right, we're going to grab a pair of just regular hackle pliers, stick on there, and you're going to wind this on, and you're just going to overlap it, or not overlap it, just wind it side by side. And as you can see, those biot, the edges of it there with the little, I guess, feathers or fur, whatever you want to call it, will stick up there. And just going to wind this all the way forward. And when you get down to there, just capture that real quick. Couple wraps, and you can just wind the rest of that in. All right, the next thing we're using is we're going to make our Wally wing now. And And what I'm using is some partridge feather. I have a Hungarian partridge skin here, and we're just going to pluck out one of those feathers there. Partridge and teal flank will actually work, or mallard flank makes great Wally wings too, but those are the best things to use, you know, if you're going to try this. But what we got here is just one of those partridge feathers, and you can get these in a lot of different colors too, so I just sent out a whole bunch of black ones, so mayflies. But what you want to do is up here is just separate that feather and leave yourself, you want to get back to the longer ones, you know, so we're going to and try to get it even, and then just wet your fingers, and as you can see, that's getting thinner and thinner the more we do that. And that's what you want to get there, is a good thin surface. So once you get that, now you're just going to hold it like that and pull it forward and get your real small section, depending on how tall you want your wings. And then we're just going to tie that in just like that. And you see that curve, natural curve of that feather, it's pointed straight up. And then once you get that, we're just going to trim out that little bit of extra off the back there. And just going to get all that sealed in there. All right. Now the next thing you're going to do is grab the end of your feather here and separate 4 or 5 of those and just give them a pull, and you'll see that separates that off that stem. And you're going to do it on the other side as well. Just grab, if I can, and just peel that off. And once you get it down there, you can get rid of that extra stem there. And you see you got your set of Wally wings there. So now the next thing we're going to use is some olive hare's ear dubbing. This is a hare's ear plus, actually. It's got that little bit of silver strands in it, and you don't need a whole bunch of this, so just a little. And we're going to dub that on. And we dub it kind of loose because we want it to fray out, you know, some there. So, and if it doesn't fray as much as you like, you get a piece of Velcro, and you can get these at the dollar store, and just fray that out some. And gonna get rid of some of those silver ones out of there. So, and don't want all that real long, but there we go. All right, next thing you're gonna do is grab your Wally wings, pinch them together, just like so, and then grab them with this finger, pull them backwards. And these are fairly tough, so you can pull on them pretty good without worrying about breaking these things. So, and you see once I did that, they're going to stand up there, and then you can just separate them. And all this extra there, don't worry about that. We're just going to take and trim the top of this and cut that, the ones that didn't get captured. We're just going to cut those off there. All right, so the next thing we're doing is I got 2 feathers, and we're going to put, one's a ginger and the other one is rusty barred. And I'm just going to grab a couple of the hackles here, and we're going to strip off, you know, get some bare stem there. And you see we're doing that, you know, a little ways up to get away from all that. We want to get up here to the stiffer feathers, so And you're going to do that on both of them and try to make them fairly the same length. And we just strip that back where you get some bare stem there. Just snip that off. Now you're just going to take these and put them together. Make sure you put them together the same to where the bend is going the same direction. And once you got those together, we're just going to take and tie those stems in on the back side of that, and go around the front. And now once you got that in, all you're going to do is just grab hold of both of those feathers, and you're just going to wrap it once or twice around the back. It depends on how much room you left back there. You don't want a whole bunch, you know, this, you don't want to overdo it. And then just once around the front, you know, and then take your feathers and hold them straight up and go around it and capture that. And we're just going to throw around it 2 or 3 times is plenty. And then snip off that extra. There you go. Now you want to just take a little tiny bit of dubbing here and pull out those silver fibers if you can. Just leaving the green. If you're using the plus dubbing anyway, if you're just using the regular hare's ear rabbit dubbing, then you don't need to do that because it doesn't have them in it. And pull that back out of the way. We're just going to get us a little bit up front there, and then just whip finish that thing. I double whip finish all my flies, so this has got a little burr on the thread, and get rid of that thread. There we go, and then you can just trim off these up front around those eyes. Get rid of all that stuff there. And then you can come back up here and trim off these a little bit, make them a little bit nicer. You don't want to trim too far down because you'll cut them off again. Alright, so see, like that. It's not a big deal. Just take it out and pop it off. And then you can just separate these some more, and like I said, it doesn't hurt nothing to pull on those a little bit. And that's pretty much the gist of it right there. That's how you do the Wally wings, and that's a green drake emerger. Fairly easy fly to tie. Once you get used to those Wally wings, it's really easy, but I suggest you use partridge or the mallard flank to make them, you know, until you get real good at it. And then, you know, even the teal, but you can, I mean, you can make pretty good size ones. I put some of these on my stimulators, and they look real good. But anyway, you can do a lot of stuff with the Wally wings, make a lot of dry flies with them, and the fish love them. So anyway, this is the Wally wing green drake emerger. Anyway, thanks for watching my videos. If you give this a tie, give me a shout when you post it. I like to see them. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.